Let's move overseas right now. Conflicting reports today out of Moscow about whether or not it's building up defenses near the border with North Korea. That, as Fox News is learning, for the fourth night in a row, Russian bombers or spy planes buzz by Alaskan airspace. Let's start on the North Korean matter now. This video of heavy Russian weaponry has been making the rounds on social media throughout the week. You'll see in a moment here. There have also been reports that Russia is sending troops to bolster the border with North Korea. But the AP cites a Russian defense official who says the movement was all pre-planned. There's also a Russian news agency quoting a military spokesman for the area that the military hardware was on its way back from drills in other places. Still, a spokesman for the Kremlin reportedly did not deny the troop movement to North Korea when this was said.
The issue of deployment and redeployment of troops inside the country does not fall into the category of public affairs. Any country in the process of building its own security reacts to change in the international situation.
In other words, none of your business. Keep in mind this all comes after we learned the Syrian government moved nearly all of its operational aircraft to a Russian airbase. Officials say it's for protection in case of new U.S. missile strikes there. Wow. Also today, more Russian meddling off the American coastline. U.S. officials telling us here at Fox that on Wednesday night, 2 Russian spy planes flew near the Aleutian Islands, which extend off the southwestern part of Alaska's mainland and into the Bering Sea. Then last night, officials say 2 long-range and nuclear-capable bombers flew by Alaska and the Canada coastline. Now, those 2 incidents come right after similar ones on Monday and on Tuesday of this week, so 4 nights and 4 flybys by the Russians. Jennifer Griffin with more now from the Pentagon Live there. And what do officials make of these flights near Alaska? Start there, Jennifer.
Well, Bill, it's clear that the Russians are trying to test the response time of the U.S. Air Force. Last night, as you reported, a pair of long-range nuclear-capable Tupolev 95 Bear bombers flew near Alaska and Canada, staying in both countries' air defense zones for several hours, we're told. On April 19th, a pair of Russian spy planes flew near the Aleutian Islands in the Bering Sea, staying in the U.S. air defense zone for a few hours as well before departing. Wednesday night, the U.S. Air Force did not scramble any fighter jets or airborne warning AWACS planes, but last night, 2 F-22 stealth fighter jets were scrambled to intercept the Russian Bear bombers. The Russian jets in both incidents remained in international airspace. It's not immediately clear how close they came to mainland Alaska, Bill.
Wow. On Syria now, Jennifer, switching over to that topic, what are we hearing from the Pentagon that we need to know about this?
Well, the attempt to take Raqqa, the ISIS capital, that is ramping up, along with pressure on the Assad regime. At a press conference in Tel Aviv, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis had a message about Assad's chemical weapons.
There can be no doubt in the international community's mind that Syria has retained chemical weapons in violation of its agreement and its statement that it had removed them all. There's no longer any doubt. The amount of it I don't want to get into right now. We don't reveal some of that detail because we don't want to reveal how we're finding out.
Meantime, Fox has learned from senior U.S. defense officials that the ISIS capital, Raqqa, has been surrounded by U.S.-backed troops. ISIS fighters cannot escape Raqqa north of the Euphrates River. There is a small corridor that civilians and others are using to leave the city in the direction of Tabqa. Fox has also learned that ISIS has essentially moved its capital to Deir el-Zor, and 2 months ago, ISIS leaders quietly began setting up the bureaucratic functions of their so-called government outside Raqqa in a town called Mayadeen, where today, CENTCOM tweeted that the U.S. killed a mid-level associate of the ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. He was killed, that associate of Baghdadi was killed in a U.S. airstrike.
Wow, if that's all the case, ISIS is on the run. Thank you, Jennifer Griffin, the Pentagon there.